Hi there. I'd like to share a observation with you folks, and it doesn't really have a fixed answer, but it's one of the things that I think about because that's what people with philosophy degrees do. I was getting my car serviced, okay, dig it, and while waiting to get it serviced, I used the facilities, which is a euphemism for bathroom, of course, and I washed my hands, did the thing, but the sink in there struck me as interesting because it was one of those modern faucets where there aren't any knobs to turn on or to maneuver. It was just a spigot that came out, and there wasn't even any instructions that say do this or do that. And out of habit, and Aristotle would appreciate this because so much of it depends on habit. I just automatically put my hands underneath the faucet, and water came out, and I did my thing, got some soap, washed them, dried them, etc. But the point of the matter is that um, consider this example, and this may sound like a far-fetched example, but I'll bring it back into a more concrete and realistic example in a second. But imagine if the designer of the faucet, instead of water, put acid in there. That acid would automatically come out and tear my hands all up. Who's accountable? This is an important moral question because one of the ways that we could look at it is when we talk about accountability, okay, I am responsible for my actions. I put my hands under there, and actually I didn't even hesitate. I just automatically put my hands under there with the expectation of water to come out. But whose obligation was it to make sure that water was what's coming out? Could it be argued that, hey, no one instructed me to do that. No one told me to do that. There was nothing. There was no printed material saying, nothing like Alice in Wonderland that said, put your hands under here for water. I just made the assumption and went with my gut instinct that that's probably what I'm supposed to do here to make water come out. But the point of the matter is, though, there was nobody forcing me to do that, to put my hands under there. There was no outside force contributing to it. So on the one hand, I'm fully responsible for that action. And so it could be argued, if you wanted to get technical, that, hey, I made the acid hit my hands and I'm to blame. But there seems something kind of bizarre about coming to that conclusion. I think most people that would think about this would say, well, gosh, the person who made the faucet or was responsible for how the workings of the faucet has some culpability because we do things in life with a certain expectation of how things are going to play out. And the reason why I want to stress this is because much is made about logic and rules and following course of things, but there's a whole lot of things that we do out of habit, out of common sense, what we expect and should be able to expect in society. Well, when we come back to taking it back around to like things like business and stuff, I think that's what we have to look at more times than not when we want to find out whether a company did the right thing. I think we have to get off of just a pure legal viewpoint and really kind of think about what was the intent in the actions. Was there deception involved? Was there, would a person reasonably be expected to know that that's what was behind what was being done or what was decided? A lot of times we try to get off on things like technicalities and say, oh, well, I obeyed the letter. Oh, we followed our policy. But I don't really think that that's good enough because I think that's just a cop-out, as much of a cop-out as it would be for someone to put acid into a sink design and then just fall back and say, oh, well, I never said for him to put his hands there. I never gave that instruction. So it's fully on him. And that's just one way of kind of trying to draw an analogy out of some of the issues that are going in kind of contemporary business world that I think the point gets kind of missed. There is very much a line, a distinction between the ethical and legal. And I don't think we think about the ethical side of things as much as we really need to do. Anyway, hopefully that's some food for thought. Thanks for watching if you are. And if you're not, screw you. Bye.